Hey there, internet friends. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to share with you another video about living on a budget in Mexico. My last one outlined how I've been living here for 400 US dollars per month for the last year, but that is as a property owner and as a vehicle owner. And I've realized through your feedback, maybe you haven't made those commitments quite yet to being here. And so I can reach back 5, 6, and 7 years ago when I was living here part-time and share with you what my budget was then. I was still being really careful with my money because I knew that I wanted to purchase here in the big picture, and I was really trying to save all the money that I could, all my resources for that end goal, which I have since accomplished. But I remember renting and being here without a vehicle, and I'm going to share with you what that experience was like so that you have some idea what to expect and how you can manage your finances if you'd like to be in Mexico for a little while and you're not working and you just want to keep that budget in check. So, jumping right into it, your biggest expense, of course, is going to be rent. I have assigned 400 US dollars for rent per month for the apartment you would find. I am in a tourist town in the Baja, and so prices here are significantly higher than the mainland and other parts of Mexico. So if you can find it here, which I did, you can find it anywhere. And so back then, my apartment was 7,500 pesos, which is just under 400 US dollars, but it was a 2-bed, 2-bath place, brand new and lovely. It was more than I needed. I rent that second room to friends often, and that helped offset the extra cost. But you could either share that an apartment that size with someone and bring your expense way down, or just get yourself a 1-bed, 1-bath. But to find an apartment at that price in this location, you're going to need two things. You're going to need to be here is number one. You're going to physically need to be here. You can't find it online or on Airbnb. You need to be here talking to the local community and connecting with people face to face. The second thing you'll need is to speak Spanish. I wouldn't have got that apartment if I didn't speak Spanish. And if you want to enjoy the prices that locals get, you have to integrate as well as you can, and that definitely means speaking the language. So get those two things in place and you will find the best prices possible. Moving right along, your next biggest expense is going to be groceries. I've set aside $125 for the month, and believe it or not, you can make that happen relatively easily. The trick is to stay away from imported products and kind of high-end fancy products. So kombucha here costs 3 times what beer costs. So kombucha is a luxury that I, treat myself to once a week. Things like jasmine rice, peanut butter, imported, really expensive. To make it easy on your body and on your budget, I highly recommend simply eating locally grown and sourced produce. All the fruits and vegetables that are here and grown here, and they're so good. And meat and cheese that is sourced from here as well. Something that I love about how the stores work here is you can go in and just buy a little piece of cheese for like 30 pesos, and that's enough cheese for me for the week. You can do the same with like bacon or ground beef or chicken. You just buy what you need. You don't have to buy big frozen packages of anything that are coming from another country. So stick to locally grown and sourced produce. That keeps your grocery bill right in check. I have another video about how far your dollar can stretch when buying groceries here. If you want to check it out, it's done in time lapse, and it'll give you even more detail in this department. Moving forward beyond groceries, your other expenses, we have $40 in the budget for entertainment. That includes your cover charges when you go out. If you go to see a live show and there's a cover to get in, it's not going to get you a whole lot of drinks out night after night, but it's going to at least get you out and into the community and meeting people. It's not, you know, that living on a budget, you can't go out at all. So $40 a month, I think is pretty reasonable. I've easily got by on that. In fact, I get by on $20 a month. Honestly, it's not even a thing. There's so much to do here that is free and enjoyable. You know, you can meet friends at the beach, have a bonfire. I have bonfires out in my yard. You can just go downtown and there's art outside all the time, or you go into galleries, and there's just so much to enjoy here that doesn't cost a thing. So 40 a month really should do ya. $25 for miscellaneous expenses. That might include, since you're living here without a vehicle, that'll include your bus if you need to get somewhere, maybe a taxi. Although honestly, when I was here without a vehicle, I never took a cab ever. I took a bus once from Cabo to get to Todos Santos, and that was it. Other than that, I walked everywhere and I rode my bike everywhere. So if you are planning to be here without a vehicle, you'll want to consider where you're located. You need to be central so that you can get to everything you need to get to on foot. So 25 on transportation, and your last teeny little expense is your cell phone. And it's awesome to be able to tell you that it's $10 a month here for a plan called Amigo Sin Límite, which means friends without limits. It means you can call or text the States and Canada and within Mexico unlimited for 28 days. It also gives you, I think it's 5 gigs of data. And the beauty is that you can't go over on either of those things. You can't go over on your long distance or on your data, because when you do, the phone just stops working. Your plan just stops working, and you go back in and you pay more money because they don't have your credit card. You don't get a surprise bill. And that's really nice to know that you can count on that expense being consistent every month. $10 a month, you can't beat it. I think that's it. I hope that this video helps you get an idea what you could get by for down here. It's really personal preference if you want to be here for a good time or a long time, if you want to live vacation life, or you want to live more simply so you can be here a bit longer. If you don't want to be trying to work online while you're here or making money, then you've got to make your dollars stretch. And these are some of the ways that you can do it. One more tip before I sign off here. Water is a big one. You can buy the 20-gallon water jug for, okay, you pay maybe it's $5 for the jug up front, but when you get it refilled in town, it's 18 pesos. But if you go to the grocery store and you buy a little single serving bottle of water, it is also 18 pesos. So be mindful of things like that. It's convenience things, right? Going out for a coffee is 25 or 30 pesos, but you can make that same coffee at home for less than 5 pesos. So the lifestyle here, I think, allows us to slow down and make our own coffee, make our own food, so we're not going out to eat all the time and racking up the budget that way. I would also say, when you're not really busy chasing dollars and like being in traffic and living the often busy life that we are living up north, we don't need the comforts as much. Like, I know when I was in Canada and I was working long hours, at the end of the day, I just wanted to grab takeout and get home and eat that comfort food. And then when I was back out at it the next morning, I needed pretty much to grab that to-go coffee and the bagel or whatever carb I could stuff in my face for energy before I got on with my day. And here, we don't need to do that because we don't have that pace of life. We have the time to make our own coffee, have a friend over. You don't have to go to a coffee shop if you don't want to, or you can go to the coffee shop and don't buy the coffee. So lots of ways to save money and make it work down here. Thank you for tuning into the video. And if you've got any questions or suggestions for future videos, please put them in the comments and I'll be happy to make them. I'll see you again soon on the next video. Bye for now.